Championship Sunday here on the final day of the 2024 Nike RBI Central Regional Tournament here in Chicago, Illinois. Joey Fear alongside my partner Gabby Chernoff. And Gabby, Chicago and Gary set to do battle once again as Gary took down Chicago yesterday 5-2. What's going to be the difference here today?
You know, yesterday we saw it was really a battle of the arms. You had Calderon as well as Cowan. They were just throwing K after K, especially right at the beginning. The White Sox kind of let that game get away from them, but the White Sox in their batting order have some really good speed, a really good 1-2 punch at the very top of the lineup. They can get on base, and then after that, some really good hitters to try and bring them home. And then you have a really good hitter on the Gary side as well in Savannah Roberts. She had a handful of RBIs yesterday, so it's really going to kind of come down to both sides of things. Both teams are very strong on both sides of the ball, so it'll be cool to see who can kind of come away with this one.
Yeah, Gary had that 4-run inning early in that game to propel them to a 4-0 lead. Chicago could not come back. What's going to be a big difference for a team to get on the early front foot?
Yeah, getting ahead early is really important in these games. We saw, like you said, Gary was the one that did it yesterday. The White Sox probably going to use that as a little bit of fuel for today. Would not be surprised to see them come out the gate pretty strong. Gary's going to look to do the same. They want to go 2-0 against this team. They want to win the one that matters the most. So hopefully they can both do that. We'll see. It'll be an interesting one for sure.
The winner punches a ticket to Vero Beach, Florida, and claims their first RBI World Series here in Chicago, Illinois. Welcome back to the championship game here on the final day of the 2024 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament here from Flamesfield. Joey Fier, Gabby Chernoff with you as the White Sox and Gary set to take center stage here on the final opportunity for these two teams. Have a chance to punch their ticket to Dodgertown and Vero Beach, Florida, what would be the nationals of this softball. Gabby, big opportunity here for these two teams. You look at yesterday, and you look what the White Sox weren't able to do. Gary imposing their will, and they started offensively, and this is going to be big for them. Look, they're looking like Alexandria Cowan is going to be their pitcher.
Yeah, and this is just huge for this Gary program. It's their first year in the regional. They went 3-1 yesterday. To get that third win, they beat a White Sox team that was undefeated up until that point. So they've really just been able to do a lot here in their first year. And for the White Sox, all three of their programs, junior baseball, softball, and senior baseball, made it to the championship game. So they have a chance to sweep these championship games. It looks like they're up in that junior baseball game right now. So a lot at stake for them here, too. Both teams are going to really want this one.
Kendall Rainey will lead off as the infield well shifted in for Gary. Cerceo at first, Hamer at second, Roberts at third, Hoekstra at the shortstop, Aubrey Walzak at left field, Villa at center. Skylar Egan will round out that outfield in right field. The 1-0 outside. Cowan has been as good as advertised. A ball and a strike and a 1-1 count. She struck out the first 6 batters against Kansas City yesterday. So Cowan, she has quite the arm talent. The 1-1 to Rainey, showing bunt, and it goes low.
Yeah, you mentioned the infield very well shifted in here. One advantage and kind of a disadvantage that both these teams have. This is the only time that two teams in this tournament see each other more than once. So they've kind of seen the lineup. They know what these girls are going to want to do.
Rainey, a hard bouncer to the shortstop, Hoekstra, who overthrows Cerceo. Rainey was told to hold, and she'll stay at first. But a good start for the Purdue commit, Kendall Rainey. We've seen her in the 9-hole and also at the leadoff position. And she gets it going early with a runner on base. As Rainey looks to steal second, but a wild throw from Chavez. Rainey round second, heads to third. It looks like the Silvas was right in the way. Umpires are going to have to get together. What'd you see on that one?
It was just kind of a wild throw. I just kind of saw her running, trying to get over to second there. And as my eyes were up, I just kind of see the ball go away to the left of where Silvas was wanting to throw that one. But I think, like you said, maybe she was just in the way a little bit, or Chavez was making the throw. Silvas, the batter, who might have been in the way of that one. But you could see them after. They kind of shook hands, said it's okay, laughed about it.
So Silvas is out. Kenzie Lee, who skies one up towards right field, Egan under it, and makes a routine catch. The second out. Silvas interfered. That's why she got called as an out. As the first pitch, Rainey on the way. The throw from Chavez. Tag is late from Hoekstra, so Rainey will get to second.
Hey, level it out, 13, it'll go. Stay behind the ball.
No balls, a strike with one down. The 0-1, Calderon pops one up high towards left field. Walzak runs under it and makes a catch on the left field line. Out for out number 3. So that will take us to the bottom of the first. Rainey with a hit, but no runs come up to it as we head to the bottom of the first here on WCSN. Bottom of the first we go. Championship game between these two. The second meeting between these two in the past, well, 12 hours or so. Skylar Egan will lead off. Egan, Statham, Ball, and Roberts, 1, 2, and 3 here in the order.
They really like Egan at the top of this order. In every game we've seen Gary play in the pool, she was at the top there.
She has a lot of speed. Annalise Francois will do the pitching duties as Egan pops one up towards that third base line. Lee can't get under it in time. She falls down. Egan gets to first and leads off for the base hit. Francois at pitcher, Silvas at catcher, Hatcher at first, Calderon at second, Kenzie Lee at third, and rounding out the infield, Elani Herrera at shortstop. A lot of speed in the outfield for the White Sox. Janaea Pillow out of left field, Kendall Rainey at center, and Melania Munoz out at right. No balls to strike, that one foul, tipped left side. Abby Statham Ball, who was in the home run derby back, just felt like not too long ago on Thursday. So no balls to strike, no one count. Francois will deliver. So on the outside, Skylar Egan looks to steal second. She retreats back to first.
Francois really likes that kind of curveball that she pitches across her body. She didn't do it there, but the last one before it, and you can kind of see her winding up for it. And we talked about kind of just pitcher reads the last time we saw her on the mound. I believe it was in that White Sox-Cubs game on Friday night, and just kind of using that as a strategy because she doesn't always, when she looks like she's kind of doing that motion beforehand to make it seem like she's about to throw that curveball that she likes. She doesn't always throw it, so pitcher reads are another strategy to kind of throw off the batter, but she does resort to that one quite often.
2 balls and 2 strikes here on Statham Ball. Egan in running position at first, and that is a pitch that goes behind Silvas. Egan takes second. She couldn't control it in time. So just like that, a runner in scoring position, no outs here for Gary. The count runs full here on Statham Ball. Egan at second, each team with a hit. Francois on Statham Ball on a slow ground ball that goes towards Kenzie Lee. She throws well across first. Hatcher can't deal with it. Egan rounds third and heads home, hesitates. Statham Ball gets to second, and that is a 1-0 lead for Gary here in the bottom of the first.
Not the start you want if you're the White Sox. When we saw them play in those first few games that we saw from them, they played a very sound infield. They played very level-headed, very calm, and kind of clean. And that wasn't the kind of clean infield play we were used to seeing from them. They have mixed up their infield just a little bit here for the championship game. I noticed Pillow over in left field. They've kind of had her all over both the in and outfield. We've seen her at shortstop yesterday. We saw her in center field. And center field seemed to work really well for her. So interesting that they've kind of mixed this up so heavily in the final game.
So Gary throws the first punch here in the bottom of the first. Statham Ball at second. A ball and a strike here on Savannah Roberts. Who's arguably their best hitter. Has a great swing, has a lot of power. And she'll face a 1-1 count here on Francois. The 1-1, Roberts swings low. And a dropped pitch on the second strike, 1-2.
Roberts did really well against the White Sox in the game they played against each other yesterday. A handful of RBIs to bring runners in to score. Doubles and singles on those RBIs. So she'll look to bring the runner home again.
The 1-2 high up above Francois. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Each team with a hit, but Gary has the run. no outs. The 2-2 Roberts and a slow ground ball over to Lee across the diamond at first, but that moves Statham ball to third. Roberts goes down at first. Statham ball to third. This brings up the pitcher, Alexandria Cowan, batting in the cleanup spot.
Interesting that Lee decided to throw over to first there. She was really close to third base when she had that ball. She could have easily tagged the bag, I think, and gotten the runner that was closer to home out.
Cowan a check swing, and that goes right towards Francois. The throw to first to Hatcher. The fire back to home is not in time. Statham ball does her job, gets home, and Gary doubles their lead. So an RBI ground out from Alexandria Cowan. And with 2 down, Gary up 2.
Yesterday, it kind of took Gary a little bit to break this one open. A few innings before, they put up 4 in 1 inning, but they've come out hot here. 2 outs, 2 runs. Nobody on right now, but Hoekstra will look to change that.
Dakota Hoekstra, an athletic shortstop. Here, 5th in the order. Faces an 0-1 count on Francois. That digs in low. Silvas had to be attentive to it. She'll see a ball, 1-1. A ball and a strike with 2 outs. The 1-1 showing bunt. That's a slow ground ball. Francois charges it and throws across to Calderon at first, but not in time as Hoekstra gets there and puts a runner on.
And if Calderon was able to hang on to that ball there, that would have been a really good play to end the out, or to end the inning, get the out.
So Viviana Chavez, the catcher. Hoekstra at first. Chavez, the right-hander. As a swing and a ground ball over towards the shortstop. Herrera, who throws well high of Hatcher. Rounding third, on her way home is Hoekstra. The throw is not there. Getting to second is Chavez, and Gary up 3 here in the bottom of the first. White Sox need to talk things over. A lot of miscommunications here in the infield. And it's causing a lot of damage. Gary up 3.
I think that's the most common error we've seen all throughout this tournament, is just trying to get the runner out at first. The other infielders, they just overthrow it, and the first baseman can't make the catch. And that's happened a couple times here already. So like you said, they'll try to regroup, fix things. I play the Jeopardy music here.
Well, we've seen that Gary yesterday, they had that 4-run inning pretty early, and as good as the White Sox have been, they just weren't able to come back. And with the pitching Gary has, you'd have to assume that that task gets that much harder. Chavez, 2 down. Chavez at second. May see Hamer. She'll step in now. Boy, a common theme in this tournament has been those 2 quick outs, but since then, teams have really capitalized. And they've had 2 outs. Ripped into left field outside, out in foul territory. No balls, 2 strikes, no 0-2 count. Here with 2 down. Macy Hamer slotted at second base today. He's 7th in the order. The 0-2 to Hamer, well outside as Chavez looked to go 3. She retreats back to second. The ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Hamer, a slow bouncer towards the pitcher, Francois. The throw on the first to Hatcher is right on the money, but not before Gary with 3 runs in the bottom of the first. White Sox face a 3-0 deficit. We head to the top of the second here on WCSN. Top of the second we go. Janiyah Pillow will lead off. Batting 5th here in the order. So they are going to need her services. We've seen her really at the top of the order for the majority of this tournament. Here slotted in the middle. Pillow, Herrera, and Hatcher are all set to bat. As the first pitch on the way, Pillow swings and misses. A pitch that clipped the right edge of the zone, 0-1. No balls, a strike, as that's a line drive that goes off of Cowan's leg. The throw from Roberts, not in time, and boy, Cowan took a shot to the right ankle, it looks like. And that's just an unlucky break.
Yeah, that one kind of just clipped her there. Looks like it might have hit her in a little bit more of an awkward place than it looked like.
Boy, they would really hate to lose her. Definitely her best arm, the best arm for Gary. Is at the forefront of this defense, and she looks to be okay. Just took a stinger right to that right ankle. Alani Herrera is due up. One gone. First pitch outside for a ball. 1-0. One-0 count to Herrera, and a slow ground ball towards the second baseman, Hamer, who underhands it on to first with an easy out. 2 down.
Gary getting him down quick in this inning.
So Zaria Hatcher, they are going to need her. A powerful hitter. Likes to rip through the ball. A lot of her hits go right towards that one, this time towards Cowan. Off her glove. Hamer cleans it up and throws it on to first. So 1, 2, 3, 3 up and 3 down at the top of the second for Gary as we head to the bottom half of the inning here on the Windy City Sports Network. Mackenzie Cerceo here in the bottom of the second leads off. And Cerceo, Villa, and Egan all set to bat. 8, 9, and 1 in the order. First pitch strike comes in for Francois. The 0-1 to Cerceo as a high fly ball that gets into left field. Pillow with an easy catch. There's one down. So Nina Villa here in the bottom of the order. She was the first runner to cross home plate yesterday against this White Sox team. They were able to get the bats going more in the bottom of the order. And Villa was at the forefront of it. First pitch strike comes in low, 0-1. So no balls to strike with one down. Francois sets, delivers. That goes off the end of the bat towards the left field line. Pillow goes under it and makes the grab. Boy, an excellent play from the left fielder. Back-to-back flyouts.
Yeah, Pillow forced to be very active early here in the bottom of this second inning. She did a good job tracking that ball, running fast to get there in time. We know she has quite the set of legs under her. She has a lot of speed for base running, and maybe that's why they decided to put her over there at the 7. A lot of those balls are hit foul over there, so maybe they put her over there because they know she's fast and she can get there in time to get the out.
First pitch in for a strike as Egan was the first one to cross home plate for Gary. She led off with a base hit. The 0-1, she bunts this time. That pops right into the glove of Silvas, who was attentive to it. And they go 1, 2, 3 of their own. We head to the top of the third. Gary 3, White Sox 0. Top of the third we go. As Alexandria Cowan back on the mound. Melania Munoz will get it going. Munoz, Francois, and Rainey 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Cowan, first pitch high. Out for a ball. White Sox throughout the duration of this tournament, they have been the team to jump in front early and throw that first punch, but Gary has been the team to do so here. The 1-0 inside, in for a strike and a swing and a miss.
Yeah,
1-1.
White Sox usually really good at getting out in front early. Gary's really the only team that's kind of posed a threat to them at the start of games. Yesterday, they were the first team to score. They got 4 in 1 inning while the White Sox were still scoreless, and now they have 3 in the first. Scoreless last inning for Gary, but the White Sox, this is their chance with nobody out to do something to even the playing field here.
2 balls, a strike. The 2-1. Gary's only loss was to the Cubs, where they lost that game 6-4, a game that went back and forth. They were able to beat Indy, Kansas City, and also the White Sox. White Sox took care of business. Their only loss was to Gary, and they face the same situation right now. The 3-1 skied high in towards center field. Villa comes under it and makes an easy grab. For 1 down.
Now batting, number 26, the pitcher.
So Annalise Francois, who is the pitcher, batting in the 9-hole. Cowan has had a good command so far. She's given up a hit, no runs through 2 1/3. No balls, a strike. With 1 down. The 0-1. Chopped away, out in foul territory. No balls, 2 strikes here on Francois. Cowan sets, delivers into the dirt. Gary, no errors in the field yet. But to their credit, they've only allowed 1 hit. Popped back outside. One and 2 count here on Francois. Alexandria Cowan has not struck out a batter yet. Can she do so here? The 1-2 to Francois. Popped up well high towards the first baseman, Siseo. And that just goes above the dugout. The 1-2 count runs again. A ball, 2 strikes. Looking in is Cowan. Sets, serves, the 1-2, swinging a sharply hit ground ball towards Hoekstra, the shortstop, could not deal with it and throws a wild throw away from Siseo. On her way to second was Francois. And just like that, a runner in scoring position for the White Sox.
Francois able to get the double after being way down in the count 0-2. She wasn't in the starting lineup for the Sox yesterday. Calderon was on the mound and also in place of her in the batting order, but that's her first at bat. She's able to put herself in scoring position, like you said.
So Gary commits an error. And Kendall Rainey, he's due up. Only White Sox player with a hit. She led off with a base hit, and she shows bunt, tries to place it down that third base line. Goes away in foul territory. So Francois goes out. They bring in a courtesy runner, Milan Crane, at second. Francois did her job, but they're going to have a little more speed at second base. Rainey faces an 0-1 count. No balls to strike the 0-1. Rainey pops it up left side out in foul territory. White Sox could really use a hit here from Rainey again. Plenty of time left, but nonetheless, they face a 3-0 deficit. Only have had one hit. Cowan, the 0-2, high above, in for a ball. The ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. The 1-2 to Rainey, and a bouncer that just goes foul side on the left field foul line. But that was close.
Yeah, that was close. It bounced inside the line, and then as it was hopping back up, it just skipped to the left of the line.
Gary fortunate not to see that one stay fair. That bounced over the head of Roberts. But Roberts, 4 or 5 steps forward. She's expecting a bunt here. And the 1-2, and a ball that gets in between second and third. Rainey gets to second. She charges. Hoekstra is already there, dives for it. She's out. Getting home is Crane. So a run scores. Rainey really aggressive. What'd you see on that one?
That was really interesting that she did try to make it to second, because she could have been safe at first, put runners on the corners, but you almost wonder if she did that intentionally, just kind of based on where the ball fell. It was closer to second, so kind of drawing attention away from the runner that was at third. They were trying to get her out because she posed the threat that was closest to them, and then, like I said, it drew attention away from the runner at third, and she was able to get home. So you wonder if that was kind of intentional there, to try and bring the runner home.
First pitch on the way outside. Just paints the edge of the zone, and for first pitch strike, 0-1. So the White Sox get on the board. They lead 3-1. Excuse me, Gary leads 3-1. As second pitch on the way inside of the zone for a strike. 0-2 in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. And swing and a miss. She goes down for strike 3 and out number 3, but not before the White Sox can grab a run of their own. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Gary 3, White Sox 1. Derby State and ball. She'll step in now to lead off here in the bottom of the third. 3 hits for Gary, 3 runs. They've been effective with their bats. As the first pitch comes on the way for Francois, that is in for a strike. Hatcher and Lee look to be expecting a bunt here. Lee shifted way forward and showing bunt, but pulling away just in time. In for a ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Swung up and popped towards right center. And coming under it and making the grab is Melania Munoz, the right fielder.
Next up, we have number 15.
So 1 down, Savannah Roberts. She'll step in. First time up, she grounded out to third. They were like a different result this time. First pitch in for a ball, 1-0. One 0 count. The 1-0 to Roberts. Up and above the zone for a ball, 2-0. A lively Gary dugout, as they know their team right now still has work to do, but certainly in front, and the 2-0 just comes down in for a ball, 3-0. Roberts will step in. A sole home run derby champion. A ground roll double yesterday. She didn't even look to swing at that 3-0. Just took a strike, 3-1. The 3-1 in between second and third. A base hit for Savannah Roberts as the throw to Calderon just can't get there. Roberts takes second.
Well hit kind of slap shot to the left there by Roberts to get on base. She's a dangerous hitter.
So Savannah Roberts, we talked about how good she is. Swinging the bat, Alexandria Cowan. And a pitch over to Silvas, who was on top of it. Roberts looking to go 3. One down. Francois, the 1-0, and a swing and a bouncer over towards the shortstop. Herrera could not deal with it. And the White Sox another error. That's 5 errors right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to be a little bit cleaner with their ball handling. So many of these bags that Gary has been able to get in this one have just been a result of poor ball handling. Fumbling with balls that are kind of rolling right to you. If she had got that one, she easily could have thrown over to Lee so she could have tagged third or tagged third herself to get Roberts out. But instead, runners at the corners.
Next up, we have number 4, Dakota Hoekstra. Substitution for the pinch runner, Kate Lambert.
So 1 down. Robert stands at third. Dakota Hoekstra. It's her turn. Caitlin Walker, she'll step at first now. That's fouled out from Hoekstra. A lively bunch here and a great crowd on hand for the final day and the final time the Central Regional Tournament's in Chicago. The third and final year. The 0-2. Hoekstra swings and misses outside. She goes down. Francois needed to see one go across the plate and see a strikeout.
That's got to be really good for your fielders to see after the error at short to put the runners on the corner when one could have easily been put out. You know, Francois kind of the backbone here, making some really good throws, using that arm, gets the strikeout right after that. So hopefully some restored offense for the rest of her team.
So runners at the corners. A pitch that goes behind Silva. She couldn't deal with it. Getting to second was Walker. So Walker at second. Savannah Roberts at third. And Viviana Chavez, who is 1 for 1 today with a base hit. She's ahead in the count, 1-0. The 1-0. Swinging a ball popped up towards center field. Running back is Rainey and makes an easy grab. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, a 3-1 lead for Gary. We'll be back in a moment here on the Windy City Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning, as Kenzie Lee will lead off. White Sox, they need some offense right now. Alexandria Cowan has had a good command. She's relied on her field. Only 2 errors as she throws a first pitch strike. She flew out to right her first time up at the plate. As the second pitch on the way is low. Gotta be the White Sox. This is a team that 28 combined runs the first day. And yesterday, they weren't as great on the offensive side, but still were able to score some runs. Right now, they've been struggling. They've only had 1 hit through 3 innings. One, 2 count here on Lee. Swing and a miss. She goes down on the inside.
Cowan doing what she does best. Throwing those Ks. That's her second one of this championship matchup.
So 1 out. 2 strikeouts for Calderon. This is swinging a ball popped up backside. No balls a strike. with one gone. The 0-1. Cowan just above the strike zone. So Olivia Calderon, who's 0 for 1, a fly out to left. She made good contact, but Walzak was there to see that. This time she hopes she can see one hit the ground. The 1-1. Once again up above the zone for a ball. Back-to-back balls. Calderon gets ahead in the count, 2-1. So 2 balls a strike. The 2-1. Calderon rips through it and goes out foul side. 2-2. Calderon a lot of power off the end of the bat there. If she can say one, stay fair, she can be in business.
Yeah, more to the right on that one. Could have been a problem for Gary.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 1 hit for the White Sox, and it came at the hands of Kendall Rainey, the first batter of the game. A 2-2 inside, and again a driven ball on the left side for a foul.
That White Sox senior baseball team is warming up in the warm-up area here over at the softball fields. That one got in the way of their warm-up a little bit. They're laughing about it.
Yeah, they have a game at 11 over at Curtis Granderson Stadium. The 2-2 skied up, popped away. And back behind the broadcast booth. There's been a couple times it's been a little close, but no balls that have really gone in yet. Calderon's doing her job, staying in this count. Cowan, 1 strikeout here this inning, the 2-2. And a bouncer left side out on the third base line for a foul.
I guess 4th time's a charm on this 2-2 pitch.
You would think, but Calderon staying alive in this count. Working up the pitch count of Cowan. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cowan to Calderon. Just up above the plate. She'll see a full count now. Three balls, 2 strikes. The count runs full here with 1 down in the top of the 4th. Calderon. We'll see the 3-2 from Cowan. Well outside for ball 4. She was down in that count, did her job, and was patient. Saw 4 balls. She'll take first.
Lots of White Sox here, White Sox fans have kind of packed into the stands here. They're happy with that one. It's Cowan's first walk of the day, nothing to be too concerned about quite yet.
The coach wants to talk things over, and for them, it's just about how good they've been on the defensive side. But we've seen this White Sox team. They're very good and very aggressive when they can get runners on base. They have a lot of speed. We've seen teams make a good amount of errors this weekend, and they've capitalized off of that. Each pitch, each play is so important. The stakes have elevated here in the championship game.
Yeah, that's what allowed Gary to get ahead so early. A lot of mistakes in the field for the White Sox.
So 1 out. Calderon stands at first. Shania Pillow, the left fielder, grounded out to second. Her first time up at the plate. First pitch on the way. Pillow drives it outside. Looking for a bunt. No balls and a strike. Janiyah Pillow, such a great outfielder. As the 0-1 foul tipped into the glove, 0-2.
It's really interesting that they moved Pillow to that 5 spot when we have usually seen her at the 1 or the 2 in pool play.
The 0-2 outside. Fouled away. One gone. The 0-2. Fouled back. One down. The 0-2. Pillow slices it right field side. Out in foul territory. Working Cowan's pitch count.
Yeah, Calderon and Pillow both increasing that pitch count for Cowan with a handful of fouls.
Oh, 2 count. One down. The 0-2 on the inside for a ball, 1-2. The 1-2 is low and it hits the ankle of Pillow. She'll take first.
That might be the first batter we've seen that Cowan has faced that she's actually hit with the pitch.
Batting now, number 10, the shortstop, Ilani Herrera.
One down. Pitch to Ilani Herrera. A slice into right center field. And reaching and coming under it is the center fielder Villa. So 2 down, runners on first and second. Zaria Hatcher, a ground out to second. So she's 0 for 1, but has a big opportunity here. She is the leading run, tying run out first. Two gone. Hatcher the check swing. And did she fully come across? Did not. Boy, that looked like it from up here. 1-0 count. Two down, the 1-0 is low for a ball, 2-0. 2-0 count with 2 down. Pillow at first. Standing at second is Calderon. And the 2-0 to Hatcher on a swing and a ground ball over towards the shortstop. Hoekstra could not field it. And looks like, wow, they did call Calderon out. Interference. So Calderon interfered with Hoekstra. That's why they got her out. As we head to the bottom of the fourth here on WCSN. Macy Hamer leads off and ground out to the pitcher her first time up. Francois throws outside. One 0 count. As they popped up into the infield to Herrera. So an easy out there.
Next up, we have number 12.
So one down.
Circeo.
Circeo is up. Mackenzie Circeo 0 for 1. She flew out to right her first time up. Francois delivers. Circeo hits it low off her ankle into foul territory. No balls to strike with one down. Oh, 1 count. The 0-1 and a check swing low. Comes in for a strike, 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Swinging the ball popped high out behind home plate and out of the ballpark. So Gary with 4 hits. They've got 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Have been since scoreless in the past 2 innings. As Circeo down in the count, she'll face an 0-2 count. 0-2. Just down low. For a ball, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 hit high towards left field, but out away in the ballpark. Another foul ball.
Circeo here kind of reaching for these ones that are a little bit lower and inside.
Yeah, it's causing her to pull the ball when she is making contact. So Francois will deliver the 1-2. Again on the inside. In for a ball. Circeo did her job that time, not swinging at that. Villa on deck here with 1 out. The 2-2. Swinging a ball that goes in between second and third. Circeo with a base hit.
That one again to the left, but this time staying fair.
Nina Villa.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, the 2-2. That was the first pitch, just about outside. In for a ball, 1-0. So Villa, bottom of the order. A fly out to left field as well to Pillow. And the 1-0. Well low of the zone for a ball, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Circeo in position at first. And a sliced ball out for a foul. 8 combined hits. 5 of those go to Gary. Ina Villa. The 2-1. Low outside for a ball, 3-1.
He is doing a good job reading these pitches from Francois.
She's staying patient. Not reaching at anything that's out of her comfort zone. Francois, right now, only with 1 strikeout. The 3-1. High and away. Just on the outside. Back behind home plate. 4 foul. 3-2. So the count runs full with 1 down. Cerceo stands at first. The 3-2. Swing and a miss up top. She goes down. Francois with her 2nd strikeout. And we return to the top of the order.
Back to the top of the order, we have number 9, Skylar Egan.
Egan, a swing and a shallow ground ball over towards the second baseman. Calderon makes the out at first. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Excuse me, the top of the 5th inning, as a 3-1 lead for Gary still remains. Top of the 5th, Melania Munoz will lead off. Munoz, Francois, and Rainey, 8, 9, and 1 are due up in the order. Francois flew out to center. Excuse me, Munoz flew out to center. Francois on deck. Reached base via error. Three runs for Gary in the first. A run in the top of the 3rd for the Sox. They still have been out-hit, committed more errors. And by result, they are down 3-1. 1-1 count. A ball and a strike. Cowan sets, delivers, fires, and a line drive up the middle. A base hit into center field. Munoz starts it off with a single. Annalise Francois, as I said, reached base via error from the shortstop Hoekstra. Munoz stands at first. No outs. White Sox looking to claw their way back into this one. Francois shows bunt, goes down quickly, but just down for a foul. No balls, a strike. The 0-1 count. The 0-1 showing bunt is Francois. And pushes it down to the right field line, out in foul territory. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swinging a ball skied in the air towards the shortstop. Hoekstra runs under it, makes an easy grab. And we return to the top of the order, Kendall Rainey. Rainey with 2 hits. Has been their brightest spot on offense. And with 1 out, Munoz on the way to second. The throw from Chavez to Hoekstra, just a little bit late. Great effort there from Munoz, who puts herself in scoring position with a tying run here at home plate. The 1-0 from Cowan. Rainey pops it back. Boy, the second baseman, Hamer, she is right next to the mound. And that's how far in she's pushed. They know exactly where, well, they know Rainey's intentions. The 1-1. Rainey again tips it back into the netting. A ball, 2 strikes. A 1-2 count. The 1-2 from Rainey, and it's swinging a ground ball that goes past the shortstop, Hoekstra. Rainey on her way to second, and 2 runners in scoring position, and here comes a team in black and white.
Yeah, that throw over to third. It was a really close call, but she just beats out the throw there. That's Munoz. 1 out, 2 on, both in scoring position. Silvas with a big opportunity here.
Angelina Silvas, who struck out swinging her last time up. Silvas bunts, Roberts charges it and just gets away from her, but it nonetheless comes in for a strikeout, 1-1. So Rainey at second, Munoz at third. No balls, a strike. The 0-1 from Cowan, and that is a fair ball. Roberts looks to throw to second. Rainey's. Oh no, boy, Silvas, that was a foul ball. Looked like it stayed fair. Boy, another questionable call from the umpire, it seemed like, as they did not call if it was fair or foul. Looked like it was fair. Silvas got there. But nonetheless, 0-2 count.
Yeah, it did look like it was fair.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. The 0-2. Just up above the zone. Out for a ball. One-two count with 1 gone. Inside, Silvas swings and misses, something maybe she shouldn't have swung at, as that was well inside, and that comes out for the second out.
Yeah, that one broke inside pretty late. It was coming straight down and then just broke in to get Silva swinging there, and Cowan, 3rd K of this championship game.
Boy, this would be huge for Gary. They can find a way out of this. Kenzie Lee will step in now on a first pitch strike on the inside. 0-1 count. Remind you, Rainey at second, Munoz at third. White Sox looking to even things up or perhaps take the lead. Here in the top half of this inning, Lee misses again. Cowan is delivering some heat. Struck out the last batter. And already up ahead in this count, 0-2. So Roberts tying her shoe. 0-2 count. A huge pitch here for Cowan. Can she get him out of the jam? The 0-2 to Lee. Popped up high, back behind the netting. 3-0-2 once again.
Cowan looks like she has Lee a little bit overwhelmed here with what she's throwing.
Certainly liking her options right now. The 0-2. Lee pops it in. That gets down before Villa can get to it into center field. One run scores in Munoz, and the second one scores for Kendall Rainey. This game is tied at 3-3 here in the top of the fifth. And the White Sox, a big inning here with 2 down, a 2-out RBI single. Fired up crowd.
That's huge for Lee and the White Sox down in the count, 0-2. Cowan had just struck out the batter before. It looked like she was going to do it again, but Lee said no. Brought home the tying run.
So 3-3 ball game. This one's shaping up to be a classic as Olivia Calderon going to keep things going and the train moving. Leading run at first. But 1-0. Popped up high in towards center field. Villa under it and makes the grab, but not before the White Sox can get 2 runs of their own. A 2-out, 2-run RBI single for Kenzie Lee. Ball game. We head to the bottom half of the inning here on WCSN. Bottom of the fifth. Gary with a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first. White Sox 3 unanswered. And now Gary perhaps could try to take the lead once again as they lead off with Abby Statham-Ball. As that ball gets through Kenzie Lee. Statham-Ball leads out with a single of her own. So Savannah Roberts, last time she had a double, 1 for 2. A back and forth game. Roberts slides it right side. No, and 1. So no balls a strike. The 0-1. And a ground ball goes in between second and third. Roberts to first. Statham ball to second. And Gary, just like that, they got 2 runners on.
Yeah, the White Sox able to tie things up there in the top of the 5th. Gary doing everything they can right now to get that lead back, and they're doing it early.
And back-to-back base hits. Perfect start here in the bottom half of this inning.
Francois looks like she's going to be done for the day. Calderon headed into the dugout with her, so they might swap the 2.
We're going to take a quick step aside here on WCSN. We'll be back in a moment shortly. Bottom of the 5th here. There is a pitching change. And just a quick swap as Annalise Francois goes to second. Olivia Calderon steps on the mound. From what we saw yesterday, she's throwing a lot of great pitches. It has a great arm talent. They're going to need her here.
Yeah, a lot of speed off that arm.
Roberts on first, Statham ball on second, the 1-0. Chopped right side out on the first base line for a foul. So back-to-back base hits. Perhaps the right time to pull Francois. She was looking a little bit fatigued. The 1-1. And a swing and a fly ball into left field. Pillow makes the grab. The throw to second is over the head of Francois. Runners advance, and only 1 out.
Coming up to the plate, we have number 4, Dakota Hoekstra.
Dakota Hoekstra now. With an RBI single and a strikeout. She shows bunt, a dropped pitch there from Silvas. Silvas ran into Hoekstra. Just a little bit of friendly fire there. Nothing with malicious intent at all. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 chopped away right side out for a foul. 0-2 count. Calderon ahead here on Dakota Hoekstra. The 0-2. Down the plate for strike 3. A huge strikeout there. Hoekstra goes down looking. Viviana Chavez will step in, but runners on second and third, 2 outs. And the way this started with 2 leadoff singles, this could be huge for the White Sox to end the inning with no runs, but they still have more work to do.
Yeah, backs against the wall in this inning. The 2 batters got on early, and they're able to get 2 quick outs. Hoekstra didn't like that last call, but swing and a miss there.
White Sox have taken the momentum back after Gary threw the first blow in this one. Timely hits. That is a common theme. The 0-1 down the plate for strike 2. Calderon seeing her full display of arm talent. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-2 and a swing and a shallow fly ball that goes well before the glove of Rainey. 1-1 scores. The second one scores in Roberts. Chavez on her way to third and retreats back to second. And a 2-out, 2-run RBI double. So just what Lee did in the top half of this inning, Chavez does one of her own. And Gary gets the lead right back.
Yeah, lots of kind of swings and momentum in just that inning alone. You had the 2 runners get on with nobody out. The Sox come and get 2 outs, one of those being a strikeout, and then Calderon goes up in the count 0-2. And then when she was trying to get the K to end the inning, just a well-hit ball. And it brings the 2 runners on base in.
Macy Hamer, who's 0 for 2. 2 at-bats she's had. Ground out to the pitcher and popped out to short. And a wild pitch that goes behind Silvas. Getting to third is Chavez. And once again, the runners advance. The runner advance. A ball and a strike with 2 gone. The 1-1 showing bunt that gets down quickly, but not before it's a foul. A ball, 2 strikes with 2 gone. The 1-2, swinging a slow bouncer towards the charging shortstop Herrera, and gets her just in time. Boy, Chavez got home, and they're going to see if the run scores. Umpires deciding now. We'll find out next as way to the top of the 6th on the WCSN. Janaya Pillow leads off top of the 6th. So a pair of runs for the White Sox and Gary, each in the 5th inning. But Gary has taken the lead right back. They lead 5-3.
Leading off the inning for your Chicago White Sox, number 5, left fielder, Janiyah Pillow.
So Janiyah Pillow leads off. Grounded out to second and was also hit by a pitch. First pitch on the way from Cowan. Just a bit away for a ball. Want to know, what does White Sox have to do to tie this game up once again?
I mean, obviously, they just have to respond, and they have a really good opportunity here with Pillow.
Pillow, high fly ball into center field. Boy, the outfield has been exceptional for Gary today. In a game where they need to be on top of it, they certainly have. So one down. Elani Herrera, who also flew out to center, and a ground out to second. Herrera fires it off the bat, goes away for a foul. Five more outs for Gary. And if this lead holds, they'll be crowned champions in their first year. The 2024 MLB RBI Central Regional here in Chicago. But still more work to be done. This White Sox team, we saw what they did in the top half of the 5th. They've gotten 3 runs in the past 3 innings. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 to Herrera. Down the plate for strike 3. Saw her looking. And Alexandria Cowan with another strikeout.
That's 4 today for her. Brings her team just that much closer to the win.
Zaria Hatcher with a base hit last time up. As that pitch is down the plate for a strike, but Hatcher got the base hit, but if you remember, it went to Hoekstra. She was interfered by the runner Calderon. And so they called her out, but it marks down as Hatcher got that base hit. She faces an 0-1 count, skies it in the air towards the first baseman, Cerceo, and just a routine grab. And that will do it as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Gary in front 5-3. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. A 5-3 lead from the team from the Northwest Indiana. Gary, in their first year, has a chance to build on this lead. Mackenzie Cerceo, who was just responsible for that last out. That end of the top half of this inning. Cerceo with a base hit last time up. Cerceo, Villa, and Egan, 8, 9, and 1 in the order.
Yeah, Cerceo, 1 for 2 today. This will be her third at bat as she looks to help tack on some insurance runs for Gary. They only need 3 more outs to win this one. They'll definitely want a little bit of a cushion if the White Sox are able to do something in the top of the 7th.
Well, this White Sox team, so this Sox team, they've been as good. They've had 6 hits, but their problem has been the field. More errors than hits. They've had 7 to 6 in favor of the errors.
Yeah, just kind of mishandling the ball. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of those throws to first that could have been an easy out, prevent the runner getting on, just way off target, results in more bags than they definitely would have wanted. And that's how Gary's been able to get ahead here, is really on these errors. Like you said, 7.
First pitch on the way is a ball. This was a 3-3 game, and then a 2-run RBI double from Viviana Chavez propelled them back up to a 2-run lead.
Yeah, she swung just above that ball. A low break.
A ball and a strike. Third pitch on the way. Just outside of the right part of the zone, in for a ball, 2-1. The 2-1 just up above, in for a ball. And once again, Cerceo getting ahead in counts. Calderon has some work to do. The 3-1 pushed outside for foul, 3-2. The count runs full here on Cerceo. The 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss on the inside. And Calderon starts the bottom half of the 6th with a strikeout.
Yeah, it looked like she was kind of overwhelming Cerceo there. She was kind of having to take her time, step out of the box, reset, and as soon as she stepped back in there, Calderon just firing away. She knocked off kind of a couple just right in a row there before Cerceo took a second to regroup, but she's really just trying to overwhelm these batters, and she's placing her pitches well.
Nina Villa down in the count on 1. She's 0 for 2. And a short ground ball towards the third baseman, Holcomb, who comes in, makes a throw across the diamond. That's 2 down.
White Sox eager to get back on the offense here. See what they can do about this 2-run hole. It'll be their last chance.
They have to get down Skylar Egan. Here in top of the order. He was 1 for 3 with a base hit. She popped out to the catcher, Silvas, and also grounded out to second. The 0-1, Egan bunts it, and it looks like to go foul on that left field line. 0-2 count with 2 down.
A lot of the top batters in the order that we've seen just with all the teams in this regional, they really like to bunt. Obviously, with those first 2, you're trying to get on base, and then you get your good hitters in the 3 and the 4 spot. But Egan, one of those, she really likes that bunt.
Oh, 2 count here on Egan. Calderon looking to go 3 up and 3 down. Just up above the zone. In for a ball, 1-2. A ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. And once again, couldn't paint the zone there. In for a ball, 2-2. deuces run across the board here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 to Egan. And sliced backside in foul territory. Into the fans who have been lively and have come with the energy the entire day here on this championship Sunday.
Yeah, just sitting to our left, a lot of White Sox fans. I think this is the most packed we've seen the stands so far. Well, this will be the most packed we see the stands in this one.
The 2-2 down low. Yeah, but certainly a lot of people have showed up, and rightfully so, a competitive game. Second time these two teams have met. The count runs full on Egan, and just up above the zone. Boy, Egan was patient, saw ball 4, and she'll get to first. This inning stays alive. Abby Stadium ball. Oh, had an RBI her first time up via error from the first baseman, Hatcher. She flew out to right and also had a base hit. Egan stands at first. No one count. The 0-1 paints the edge. 0-2. Calderon has one more strike just to get out of this. The White Sox are going to need their offense. Still more work to be done. The 0-2. High and away.
Yeah, the White Sox definitely are going to need their offense here. They'll get to the bottom of the order when they are up to bat, and then it brings up Rainey and Silva, so those top two. But they have Munoz and Francois first if they can get out of this one quickly.
Certainly looking to do so. The 1-2 skied in the air towards the center field, Rainey. And just a routine grab, like Gabby talked about. Munoz, Francois, and Rainey set to do up here in the top of the 7th. Can the White Sox mount a comeback, or can Gary hold on? Find out next here on WCSN. Top of the 7th inning we go, as one last chance here for the White Sox. Melania Munoz, who's had a good day. She's 1 for 2. Her last time out was a base hit. And Alexandria Cowan looking to put this away. Can Gary be crowned champions? As the first pitch on the way, in for a strike, as a swing and a miss on the outside.
Cowan, as good an arm as we've seen in this tournament to try and put this one away. You know that Gary Field is confident with her and her pitching ability. She's shown it time and time again. She'll try to do the same here. She gets up in the count.
Yeah, you think that possibly could get in your head a bit that, hey, look, we're 3 outs away from not only winning this game, but being champions of this tournament, punching your ticket to Florida. You would have to imagine that could get in their heads just a little bit.
Yeah, probably definitely a little bit of extra nerves going into this inning. But like I said, Cowan has been so lights out the entirety of this tournament. It's got to make them feel really good. And having a pitcher that good when you only have 3 outs, and there you go, a strikeout and only 2 more outs now before they win this one. It can get in the head of a batter, too. They know who she is. She started 4 of the 5 games that this Gary squad has played in this tournament, and she's just done an incredible job, and the White Sox know that, and it's probably in their heads a little bit too, so extra nerves in this one on both sides for sure.
Certainly that, as Cowan sends Munoz down looking. She'll face Annalise Francois, and boy, she has been 4 straight strikes here to start off here at the top of the 7th. 2 more outs. And Gary that close. As that ball popped up towards Villa, under it, and makes the grab, 1 out away. And the door starting to close for the White Sox.
Gary staying grounded here defensively. The K to kick things off in the inning. And then the outfielder Villa making the play to get out number 2. Like you said, the doors are closing. They only have 1 more out to try and do something, and nobody on.
Nobody on right now. Boy, they need Kendall Rainey, and she's certainly one to do so. Looking to bunt as that pitch is high. Rainey 3 for 3 with an RBI today.
Double and a single for Rainey as well. Would be beneficial if she could get any of those. Bring up Silvas, and then maybe Silvas can bring her home. But 1 more out, like we've said.
The 1-0 here, Alexandria Cowan. The 1-0 to Rainey, and a swing and a bouncer towards the shortstop, Hoekstra. The throw across the diamond, and she's safe, boy. Kendall Rainey keeping it alive with a base hit.
Hoekstra there over at short, can't believe it. She was running in towards the mound. She thought they had it, and then jaw dropped when they called her safe.
Man, so close. Hanging on by a thread here are the White Sox. And look who has come in at this time, Maya Harrison. We haven't seen her today, surprisingly enough. In for Angelina Silvas. Maya Harrison 2nd in the home run derby competition, but she hit the most home runs in that with 12 as 1 more out. She's the tying run right now, and things just got a little more interesting. Boy, inches away Gary was from already closing this thing out, but they still have more work to do.
Yeah, interesting that they didn't put Harrison in the starting order today. They usually have her following Silvas, and Silvas usually follows Pillow, but as I mentioned earlier, Pillow moved down to the 5, and just a lot of changes in this batting order, but having Harrison in there has really worked for them, so not necessarily surprised that they bring her in here as Gary is set to go to try and get this final out.
His first pitch just above outside and for a ball. 1-0 here on Harrison. Rainey at first. You have to imagine she's looking to steal. They need runs, and they need them fast. The 1-0 to Harrison, a swing and a miss just up top above the belt line, 1-1.
Yeah, Chavez guarding home plate there. She's going to have to be extra aware of Rainey over on first there. Like you said, she's going to want to put herself in scoring position. The White Sox don't have a lot to work with, so they're going to try to get as much as they can.
A ball and a strike. 2 down, the 1-1. Harrison pops it up towards right field. Coming under it is Egan, and that will do it. The team from Northwest Indiana takes the tournament by storm in their first ever appearance and will punch their ticket to Vero Beach, Florida, as they take down the White Sox to win their first ever Central Regional Tournament.
What a showing for Gary here in this tournament. The first time they've ever been sent to a regional. Last year they just didn't have enough players. They didn't want to force anything, and then they come here this year. They win the whole thing on the softball side. A small town in Indiana. This is going to be huge for the town. It's got to be huge for these girls as well. They've been making noise since the very beginning on Thursday, kicking things off. Savannah Roberts won the home run derby with 11 total. She had some good hits here, but overall the entire team just did an incredible job staying level-headed, staying grounded, and you know that's got to feel good for them.
Well, the White Sox, as good of a tournament they've had, they face their kryptonite in Gary. 0 for 2 against them, and hats off to Gary Nike RBI. A program that wasn't really well known coming into this. Started slow and ended on a high note. My goodness. And Gabby, final thoughts. I mean, how about what Gary has done? They punched their ticket to Vero Beach, and this is the team that, you know, not many people knew about. First ever appearance. And like the advocate said for Nate George that works for Gary Nike RBI, he said, we didn't come here to just get a haircut. We came here to compete and win, and they've done exactly that.
Yeah, I think the backbone of this team, a big reason why they did as well as they did, was Cowan, the pitcher on the mound. She had her sister catching for a handful of those games as well, but she was just lights out. I mean, I can't say enough good things about her yesterday in that first game they had against Kansas City. 6 straight strikeouts. It's incredible, and she had 5 today. I think she's probably had at least 5 in every game that she's pitched. She's been just phenomenal for them. A very well-rounded lineup all in all. They're very consistent in kind of the way they set up their batters. They found what worked. This team came together, a group of girls who hadn't played with each other before, and they gelled. It'll be really cool to see what they can do down in Florida and how many of them return to this team next year.
Final year in Chicago. This tournament is being held. This was the 3rd year, and sadly the final one, but hats off to this White Sox team. I mean, they were exceptional with the base running, had great hitters, a lot of energy they brought to this tournament, and these could have gone either way. And like you talked about, I mean, Gary was just backed by an incredible arm in Alexandria Cowan, as Gary Nike RBI right now is taking a picture. And once again, this has been an incredible tournament. We've just been so excited to bring you this coverage here on Windy City Sports Network. For the final time, Gary 5, White Sox 3. Gary, in their first ever appearance, takes the tournament by storm. But for Gabby Chernoff, for our producer Henry Dominy, myself, Joey Fear, saying so long from the Windy City. Have a good night, everybody.